All right. Here you go. All right, so we said talking about tools and the setup in general for video content shooting and also how to stay consistent on this stuff as well moving forward. So I want to get everybody going on this, and then we do have some new things coming in place. Specifically, we will be doing a monthly call where we do a content calendar together. So Sid will have a content calendar ready for everybody so you can pull ideas from there. And we'll also be going over trending topics for the month, anything coming up for the following month. So I'll help you guys get set up as well. And then we got some more on the social media help side coming up too in the next couple of months. So we can dive into that probably in the next 2 weeks. We'll be able to tell you guys that part. So uh, consistent posting is kind of the key if you do want to build a following on social media. You do need to post regularly. It doesn't need to be daily, but it needs to be regular. So we can go through some of that too. 87% of home buyers will find video on their searches. So video of other agents, video of homes. So they're used to seeing this kind of marketing. So we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of that all the time. So it's mainly about getting consistent and creating smart content and also staying relevant online. Video builds trust faster than any other medium because people can see you. They can also understand kind of where you come from. They can make a real connection with you on video over anything else. It increases reach on most platforms 3 to 5 times. It's great for SEO. So Google loves video, especially because they own YouTube. So having video out there will help you come up in searches more often. And especially if you are doing videos about your community, about certain areas, and when people search that, like homes and fireside, and your video pops up because there's not that much content about specific areas in certain places. So it positions you as a local expert and a leader. Now, tools. Lauren, do you have mics? Did you buy some mics yet? Do you have microphones for your phone?
Are you talking to me? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, I haven't bought a mic. I've bought a tripod.
Okay. So there we go. Step one. So yeah, tripod or gimbal. Make sure you get microphones because sound does not sound good if you don't have mics. They are cheap. We'll go through that quick too. And then basic editing programs. So I use InShot when I'm doing quick edits on my phone. CapCut's also really good. I just always use InShot. InShot Pro is like $12 a year. It's $1 a month. So it's very affordable and we'll get everything done for you. Same with CapCut, I think is about the same price. So you do need to start adding some sort of B-roll to your file. So regardless if you have a video editor or not doing bigger things, it's always good to have B-roll for yourself. So this could be pictures or video of anything you might need. So just get in the habit of like saving that and actually putting it in a folder that you can grab from quickly when you're trying to do edits. And you're not just trying to scroll through your phone like 2, 6, 12 months back, find a video. So try to put stuff that you might use later in your videos somewhere that you can reach for it quickly. So if you're focused on an area, anytime you're out, like at stores, at coffee shops, at the bar, going down the street with your family, like snap pictures, snap video, that stuff comes in handy later when you're talking about, oh, and talk about the local businesses, and now you have some extra video to throw over top of you speaking. So it's not just you in front of the camera. So having access to pictures and video is really key to be able to create nice videos after. So the stuff that our video editor does is actually really easy to do as long as you have video and pictures you can grab from quickly. Uh, now in BRIX University, I do have in the quick links, I do have some mics, gimbal, tripod. These mics, are really all you need. Now there's many different brands, and like look for the ones on sale. Like these were on sale a couple weeks ago for $50. Get to a two mic system because that way, if you're doing interviews or anything, at least you have a second mic to give out, or if you're working with a partner. So get one of these that has two mics, the connector for your phone, and then the charging case. Like get one with the charging case, so you're not worried about there being charged all the time. You can just see on the case how much is charged, and then you go up for the day, so you're not too concerned. So get something like that. You can get them as cheap as like $40 usually if they're on sale. I've tried more expensive ones, and honestly, I find they break at the same rate as the cheaper ones anyway. So if you have to replace them every 2 years, just get cheap ones.
I even have 2 sets. I leave one in my bag and I also leave one in my car. Because
Yep.
sometimes you just never know when something might just happen and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to film this or I want to do this, but you don't have your mic set. If you leave one set in your car, you're golden.
Yeah, that's a good call. I just have them in my work bag. They pretty much throw in the car out every day. So yeah, but yes, I agree. Double of everything's good. I have 2 sets of pretty much everything too. So I have stuff at the office. Yeah, those mics, something similar work well. Just note the phone connection. There's type for Google for Android phones and types for Mac. Sometimes depending on how old your phone is. Gimbals are good, not necessary. The tripod's fine too. It just really depends what you're gonna do. If you're gonna do stuff where you're moving around a lot, then this really helps as it keeps your camera steady. If you're doing stuff if you're always like stationary or have a partner, then you can have a tripod as well, or someone's holding the phone for you. But these are good if you're moving around, if you're doing home tours, that kind of thing. So it depends what you like to shoot. But again, you can get these. Well, there's one on sale for $75 right now. So easy to get set up overall. And then the quick links are in the top part here. So put tripod, gimbal, mics, just get you guys going. So make sure you're set up for success on that. Questions on tools? And go into some other tools shortly too. Now for B-roll stuff, we do have a file in Google Drive with a bunch of team pictures and random pictures that we're going to keep adding to. I recommend you do that as well in Google Drive. Is usually the easiest, but you can also just keep it on your phone. All right, so the pillars, if you're trying to build a video campaign, and you can use AI programs to help you build the actual campaigns, but this is a really good rule of thumb to kind of put into AI if you are using AI to come up with your calendar, is let it know, hey, I want 40% to be educational. I want 30% to be local lifestyle. I want 20% to be personal or behind the scenes stuff. And I want 10% of it to be listing market updates. So the problem with doing too much, if you're always just doing market updates, then there's a lot of that out there. People don't want to constantly just see your numbers of what's going on. Listings, you don't have 20 new listings a month. So that just kind of works out in your advantage that you're going to have 1 or 2 listings in a month, and that's good content, but it gives you time to mix in the rest. So educational is key because that's what people are going to search for. So like, how can I qualify to buy a home? How can I find a home in this area? How much are homes in this area? Questions like that are what people are going to ask Google. So that's why it's key to have that content out there, and then people can find it easier. Local lifestyle, we've talked a lot about how to generate leads and how focusing on a specific area. This really helps show people that you live in that area, understand the area, understand what's going on. So they're going to default to calling you to list their home or to buy a home in the area if they're seeing that kind of content. Behind the scenes, people love that stuff. So that can be, stuff that's going on with the team, stuff with your family, if you want to share, stuff in the community, but not necessarily real estate related. And then of course your listings and stuff. Questions on that breakdown? Now, some people some people are like, I don't want to share my family. That's fine. Like behind the scenes does not have to be your family. Like you go to team events, you go to other things, you go to hockey games. You don't have to show those people on camera. You can be specific on when you put your kids, if you put your kids at all, or significant other. It's whatever you're comfortable with, but you don't have to show other people to show people what you're doing. So just keep that in mind too. You can share what you're doing for the day without sharing exactly who you're with or where you are. So I obviously like I don't post when I'm like going to a school event with my kid, right? Like I don't need people to know where my kids go to school and that kind of thing. I post stuff from my house, but I don't specifically put it on a map and say this is where my house is. So be careful with your personal lives, but it is key to show like, yeah, I am out at the market with my family. You don't have to show them, but like show people what you're doing, and that will help them connect with you a little bit more. Content calendar. This for me is the only way I can stay on track. Most people, it's probably the same. Like if you don't have a plan of what you're doing for the month, for the week, all that stuff, you are not going to do it. You're just not going to shoot it. And if you don't have a plan and you have 2 hours to shoot content, then you're wasting time because you're like, I don't know what I'm shooting right now. Maybe you can start doing research. Now you're blowing an hour of the 2 hours you had, and you're not going to get as much done. So if you come into each month with that monthly plan, and then you can execute on it on your batch film days. So you should be picking days where you film multiple videos. It's the easiest way to get things done. That's the best use of your time. And then you're just done for a week, 2 weeks, 30 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes at a time. So I can batch film the entire month and in about 3 hours if I'm really on it. Will take you longer to get used to that, but we can do it. I mean, Eric and I went out and did 10 videos one day for commercial stuff too. So you can do a lot in like 3 or 4 hours, and then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about filming for a few weeks. So I definitely say batch film when you can. If you're at slow open house, if you're working the show home, if you're doing things where you're just hanging out, those are good times to film too. But if you don't have a couple topics to get done, then you're not going to do it. So schedule your posts, assign categories if that helps too. Like on Mondays, I'm shooting all my lifestyle stuff. On the third Tuesday of the month is when I shoot all my educational. That might help too. Really depends how you like to work and what you want to focus on. If you're batch filming, then what I try to do is just bring like one or two changes of clothes, like bring 2 shirts with me if I'm going to the show home, and I sit there and I swap that out. So at least when I'm releasing them all, it doesn't all look like it did at the exact same time. So that's something you can do too. Depends how many you're going to shoot. If you're only doing like 1 or 2 videos a week, then it's not going to look too bad if you're spacing out other posts in between. Emily, you've done calendars before? Have we played with it before? I don't know if you're using it.
Yes, yeah, I was actually just gonna kind of second what you said here. Like, when I have everything planned out for the month, like I use Chat GPT, I get my content is ready to go and I have everything scheduled, which is great. When I don't have things scheduled, that's when I find there's the dip and then I just don't do anything. But yes, I definitely use Chat GPT to kind of get myself organized. So if I don't have a schedule, things are out the window.
And the nice thing too is if you build up this online rapport, like I've been really busy this month. They're trying to move into our house. We got a bunch of stuff going on. So I haven't really been filming much. Every second I have free, I'm like over at the house doing things. So, but I've built up enough social capital that even if I post like once a week for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, I'm still gaining followers and I'm still getting views. As long as I keep up with my stories, which I post every day, then enough people are looking at my page, even if I don't post a bunch of reels that month. So that's the nice part too. If you go hard for like 6 months and you're like, I didn't do much this month, you'll keep growing anyway. Because those videos keep going and the algorithm likes you because you've been posting a bunch. So that's also a nice thing. If you stay on track, but then something derails you for a month, it's not that big a deal. Just get back on track the next month. Like I already have my plan for November. I'm gonna be going hard, so make sure I get back into everybody's, views and everything, but stories really help keep you front of mind if you don't have time to post too. So like you should always have stories up. should be your rule. So that's a really nice compliment to getting all these posts done. And then that way you're still present all the time, because most people are just gonna click on stories anyway.
And like you can even like do people's like reposting. Like if you go to
Yep.
like Real Broker, right? They always have tons of stories, or like whenever like they just announced Saskatchewan just joined, like post that, right? That gets people kind of like you're still staying relevant and those stories are still popping up, right? Even when you think I have nothing to post today, go to like team members pages, repost some of their stuff, right?
That's what I did on the weekend, like I'd
Mhm.
run around, I didn't work really this weekend, so. But I just went on at night and just reposted a bunch of stuff, so I constantly have everything in my story. So yeah,
And
definitely 100%, don't be afraid to do that, just make sure you always have your story lit up at all times.
yeah, and you can even go back into your like your feed, right? And find like
Yep,
old posts that maybe haven't done so well. You can take those back, like repost those, or like take that video again and do a new post. Give it a little fresh update.
very good idea.
Mhm.
And just to give you an idea, so I posted. I think I've only made 6 posts in the last 14 days. That's it, which is low for me. I always have my stories up though. I have 35,000 views in the past 30 days on my profile. And I've maybe posted half of the times.
Mm.
So it just shows you like stories are key for views, and building up a little bit of social capital on the algorithm will definitely help you too. So
Mhm.
ideas, like we said, if you don't have that calendar of ideas, you're not going to produce the content. So like this is key. So where do you get ideas? Uh, you can get them from everywhere, but these are some big ones I kind of get. So interactions with clients, because clients will ask you questions and they're like, you know what, that's a good topic. I do it all the time. If I'm out with clients and they ask me something, like sometimes we'll just go film that as a post next. Like, hey, a lot of people ask me about this. People ask me about building a custom home. Like, what does it look like? What's the time frame? Like, this is what we see. This is what we do. Interactions with other agents. Agents will bring stuff up that go spark ideas for sure. So you can go film those. Reports from real estate boards, stats, that kind of thing. Those are things you can post about. Search trending topics on YouTube, Instagram, Meta in general. Things you're interested in. Like if you film videos about topics you like, then it's easy. So don't try to force a bunch of things you don't want to talk about. That's my biggest takeaway. Like if you don't like a certain thing, like don't do that. It's fine because you're not gonna want to do it. If you really like cooking, then film yourself and talk about cooking as much as possible because that'll just it'll flow easily for you, and people will connect to you on that. Anybody can put the stats out, and honestly, like stats in general can be a static post that you put out, carousel, that kind of thing. BRIX puts that one out. You can reshare that. You can use that. If you're doing market updates and stats, you should be really focused on what's going to affect your community and your neighborhood specifically, so it's local. Otherwise, you're just like everybody else online, just posting things. So, evergreen content's good too. So, like how you know how to go about getting a new build home. Like things that people are always searching for are good because when they search for it, it will help you show up in that algorithm. So, Cochrane, is a great place, great family place to live. That kind of topic will be evergreen, for example. And then ChatGPT or other AI platforms can help you pull trending topics online too. So don't rely only on ChatGPT. It is biased, and it also, if you don't feed it enough information, it's not going to know exactly what you want to pull. So like make sure you're doing your own research too, but ChatGPT can definitely point you in the right direction. So it is your friend, but you need to use it properly. Uh, Lauren, Leahy, if you can talk, are you guys using ChatGPT? Have you used it? What's your familiarity with it?
Yeah, I use ChatGPT a lot.
Now, have you done it to set up a content calendar before?
I have, but I didn't stick to it. So I just need to get better at that. But yeah, I use it like all the time.
Okay, so it knows you pretty well then.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have to feed it as much. But if you are newer to the platform, one thing to do is to make sure you're giving it as much background information as possible. So if you haven't built up a bunch of info in your ChatGPT, you're gonna want to start with things like, I am a realtor in Cochrane, Alberta. I focus on residential real estate. I enjoy educating people on investing in real estate, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to feed as much information as possible. One of the easiest ways I found is to ask ChatGPT, like, please ask to 10 more questions about me to help you develop a 30-day content calendar or Instagram. And I like LinkedIn a lot, so I do both. LinkedIn, the purpose of this will be to gain as many local views as possible. So regardless, if it already knows you, you can skip that first part, but when you're doing the content calendars, give it a goal. So like my goal in the next 12 months is to gain 10% of market share in these two neighborhoods in Cochrane. I want to focus month's content calendar on the best way I can do that. So like tell it what your goal is. That way it will start building something that you can execute on that will like bring you closer to that goal. But if it doesn't know what your goal is, it might get too spread out on your ideas. So if your goal is to take over a certain spot, make sure your ChatGPT understands that. Now, if you have Pro, you can build GPTs and you can keep specific information in those. So you see, I have some saved on the left. But you don't need Pro, like, as long as you have regular and you're signed in like this, you're always going to keep everything anyway. So it's going to get to know you. But if you're getting set up, tell it to ask you questions so that it understands exactly what you want. You might want to do the question thing regardless, anytime you're developing something new. So like ask me 10 questions about the area and what I like best about these two areas. Then it's going to tell you the questions it needs from you. Once you're past okay, we got the goals and everything. I find the easiest for content calendar is please create around
I love the please and
um,
thank yous, Andrew.
I know, sorry.
I do the same.
Because I'm talking and so I'm writing exactly how I I'd want to speak to a person. Create content calendar around gaining awareness in these neighborhoods. I want to do 2 to 3 videos per week and 2 to 3 static posts per week. Please include, oh, sorry, stop. Include, you include hashtags if you want. You don't want to think about it on the spot. You can include places you don't tag, anything like that. I would go with the spreadsheet. That way it's like super organized, or just table. Put it in a table format. If it doesn't have enough information, it will keep asking stuff too. So it will do that, but I find the like 10 question thing will flush stuff out. If you do table format, it's just easy to copy paste into Excel or download the table. So ask it for a table, it's just way more organized. Now, once you have the schedule, you can then go deep dive. So then for each video, create script with B-roll. Now you get scripts, now you get B-roll. This is easy too, because if you're using the video editor, you just copy the whole thing. Hey, this is the B-roll I'm kind of looking for. Give them direction. You can also copy the script, because if you need any AI voiceover stuff, then if you have the script, then you can do that too. So having the script for the videos will be key into just keeping you quicker on the recording. So you don't have to use these verbatim. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes they don't quite make sense, but at least gives you the starting area of what you need to say, and then when you sit down to shoot, you can have that all ready to go. If you have these ready to go, you can shoot 5-6 videos in a very short amount of time. So use
Question
it.
for you.
Yeah.
You mentioned even if we don't have membership, as long as we're logged in, still gonna get to know us and keep our information and our
Yeah.
previous asks.
Yeah, because you have to log in to
Uh-huh.
use it, and we'll keep all your previous chats in your profile.
Okay, so
If you
can you
have
tell
the
me, I have used ChatGPT for just rewarding my posts, but never for stuff like that. So that's super neat. Is there an advantage in doing a membership then?
doing the pro, I don't know if you really need it. Like, I think depends how complicated you get. You don't need it for this stuff. What I use pro for most of the time is business stuff. So I keep, like, we have the financials, we have running tallies on financial data, and like constantly redoing that. It's just easier for us to have everything in one place. In a specific file that we can then edit, because I can edit the back end of those GPTs to say the goal is always this. So it's always just focused on one goal when I go into these. So if you're doing complicated stuff, it's good to have. Otherwise, like, I don't think it's a huge deal. I'd say start playing with this one. You should be fine with it. If you think you need more, then try it out. It's like $20 a month. But for now, I'd say you're fine using the free version.
I've been using the free version for the last 2 years, so I don't pay for the membership, and I think it's totally fine.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, I just got pro last year, so. Yeah, definitely no rush on that. And honestly, if you make your content calendars, just stick to them and get the scripts and stuff, it'll make everything a lot easier on your social media front, and that's all good. Questions on ChatGPT? We'll have it open. The biggest thing is if you are just starting to use it, make sure you plug in information and ask it what it needs from you to give you what you want. If you don't know what commands to put in, I do have some resources on that in school. You can also search like what's good real estate focused commands that give ChatGPT to help me. There's lots of resources out there too. But really it's use it all the time and it will get to know what you need anyway. Like I don't need to explain anything about BRIX or anything like that anymore. It understands. It always asks me, oh, for templates, do you want BRIX colors? Yes or no? Which is a nice part too, because if I'm doing graphics, I'd be like, yeah, this is BRIX colors, and they'll give me everything in black, white, and a green. And that's it for accents. So I can stick to brand stuff if I want, or I can say, no, just give me like something super flashy. So it will know you, but if you do these calendars every single month, it will really help you. And our idea is, so starting next month on the, probably just I stick to the third, we either do the third Thursday or the last Thursday of the month. That training will specifically be content training, which will be content calendar for the next month, trending topics, and anything else, Sid needs to answer on social media stuff. So Sid's gonna lead that every single month towards the end of the month. That way you guys are ready. You can adapt the content calendar she's come up with the marketing team and add your own things in there too for your local stuff. And then you'll have a ton of ideas and a ton of content to do. I think that'll really help instead of doing content day. And then the idea would be everybody buddy up. It doesn't have to be one person, you can have multiple people. But buddy up with one or two agents, and then that can be your content buddies for every month when you go out to shoot. That way everybody knows where they want to shoot. You can meet up with a person, you have a couple different shooting locations, get a bunch of video done, and then you're not doing it alone. If you need people to hold cameras, that kind of thing, you have help. Alright, so get a content buddy, like I said, it's a huge help to execute. It's no fun doing this alone all the time. Sometimes you will, there's in a spot and it's easier, but it's fun to have someone to go out with and shoot video and then, grab lunch or coffee and chat about real estate and help each other out with other things too. But having that buddy will keep you on track. So have a buddy, have a group. That's your first thing if you don't have one already. Get that and book it in your calendar. So, hey, let's go out on the second Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. Put in your calendar, stick to it. If something big comes up, you got to move it. That's fine, but move it. Don't cancel them every month. Make sure you just stay on track. So, Sid, Riley, and I shoot on the first Wednesday of every month together. We've been doing that for a while. So, that's when we get our BRIX stuff done and other things shot. Batch record at least 3 videos at a time. If you're gonna sit down and shoot, get as much done as you can. It's just easier. You're set up, you're rolling, you're in the groove. You have your mics charged, you're ready to go. Get as much done as you can. At least 3 videos at a time should not be an issue. You can get more and more done as you get used to it. Hook viewers in the first 3 seconds. If you need help with hooks, again, ChatGPT can help, or search through your YouTube stuff as well too. You can have hooks for the month. We'll also be giving you hooks on the monthly call. So hooks, trending topics, that kind of thing. But make sure you say something in the first 3 seconds that's going to catch your client's attention or potential client's attention. Use captions in your video. So if you're using CapCut InShot, you're editing yourself, you can just add the captions right on there. You can edit the captions if it didn't pick up the exact word you needed to. But make sure those are appearing on screen because a lot of people watch both LinkedIn and Meta on mute. So have the captions on the screen when you're talking. Include a call to action. So that will always help give people more of a chance to interact with you. So, hey, if you DM me this word, I'd love to send you the local market report. I'd love to send you our listing guides, that kind of thing. Or hey, if you click the link, you can download our listing guide. Just make sure there's some sort of way they can interact. Oh, hey, comment your favorite coffee shop below. They always have some sort of call to action. Film on the days of planning too, like I said. If you have to move it, don't cancel them. And then build your month ahead of time, but you can pivot as needed. So you can say, you're on the call and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next month, but let's say something comes up unexpected or the market swings or there's an announcement of Bank of Canada, well, you might pivot that week and shoot that instead. But overall, you should have your month planned out to hit your targets of the different categories you want to put on your social. So if you don't have someone to shoot with, honestly, it makes a big difference. That should be your first thing to figure out. Choose a day that you guys should shoot together and schedule that in. And then monthly content training will start next month. So like make sure on that so you can go through trending topics and everything. And we will publish the calendars every month moving forward too for everybody. So the calendars will be more generic, obviously, to our areas and trending topics in real estate. And then that's where you can come in and add your local stuff on and your more personal stuff into that content calendar. But we want to make sure everybody's got a full month of content so that if you are running around or life happens, at least you have stuff to produce and put out there without thinking too much about it. And then the idea would be though that if you layer in everything else, you're gonna have a ton of posts. And if you get to the point where you're posting 5 to 7 times a week, it will grow very fast for you. I promise you. As soon as I started being consistent, I went from like 1,000 followers to 3,000 in, I don't know, 18 months. And then now that I'm at where I'm at, I gain, anywhere from 2 to 4% a month. So it does build quick, but you have to build up that like consistency of posts. And they don't have to all be videos. So keep in mind, like video is powerful, we discussed, but other posts will get a lot of views too. Carousel posts get a lot of views. You can boost some posts too if you're trying to get your listings out there. That'll get you some extra views here or there. Now, if you're always boosting, the algorithm actually doesn't really like you. You will get a bunch of followers that don't want to follow you. You won't get as much interaction, so use that sparingly, but I use it for listings, especially like we talked about last week. Once I'm on to the 30-day mark, then I'm usually doing a new post about that listing and then boosting it specific around the area of the listing, just to get the right eyes on it. But yeah, if you sponsor a bunch of stuff and get a lot of followers from that, you won't get the interaction. So you see a lot of accounts that have 10,000 followers, but they pay for all of them. They don't actually get that many views every month because they don't get the interactions on their profile. So it's kind of like you do need to put in the time to build up some capital on there. Question.
Oh, that was great. That's a good refresher.
Lauren, Lee, questions on you feel good about getting started with that and building content calendar, and then what's your holdups?
I've been a bit more consistent on Instagram in the last couple of weeks for sure, and I've gained some followers. I wouldn't say anything's like out of this world amount of views, except the stuff that BRIX shares of mine, and then I get like over 1,000 views or whatever, which is good for me. But yeah, like I just need to be. I think it's just planning more than just sporadic post something when I see it. So I try, like I do the stories every day and everything. I've been fairly consistent with that and posting more. So yeah, I think I just need to plan it more so it's more structured and more focused.
Yeah, if you have the plan, you have the day. Like Tuesdays, I film for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then
Yeah.
it's easy. It's easy. And the best part is you do, if you have a plan to do 2 videos a week, then the rest of the post, then you can fill in 4 other posts with other stuff.
Yeah.
So like at least you have the video, but you can also film the other things. All of a sudden you're posting every day or close to, that's when it really will pick you off the algorithm. It does like consistency. But consistency around topic or location will really help too.
Yeah.
So if you really focus on your neighborhood or on Cochrane, like people get to know you. That's like the lifestyle stuff in Cochrane. It's huge because there's so many people that move to Cochrane from Ontario and BC and all that stuff. So they want to know what's going on. And I mean, you have the international kind of target market too for people moving from out of country. And then you want to pitch them on this is why it's a great place to live. That's kind of things that get you searched a lot. And there's a couple good agents in Cochrane that are really good on YouTube. And they're really good at focusing around like move to Cochrane, this is what you're gonna get. These are the houses at the prices. the community, these are the schools, like if you could drill down to that stuff, then you will get a lot of views because you'll pop up in people's searches. It's a big difference. And yeah, don't underestimate the school thing. Like parents are always worried, daycare schools, what's gonna happen to my kids? I'm moving to this new town. It's crazy if you can have that content ready for people. That's like makes them relax. It'll make them trust you. It's like, oh, you're not like, oh, I'm gonna sell you a home. It's like, hey, I want to tell you where your kid's gonna go to school and what that school's like. So now you want to contact me. Now I can sell you a home if that's what you want, but you're just putting out the information and putting out the value for people.
Yeah, cool.
So focus on the value. People can get stats wherever they want. That's why when it's stat time, I'm always like, just do local stuff. If you can say, hey, Sunset people, all my neighbors, this is what happened down the street last month. These are the houses that are sitting, they're overpriced. We're seeing homes that are overpriced by just like 10,000 not moving. This is why in Sunset, like you have enough sales in Sunset to take 10% of the market. And that's the other thing too. If you want a focus area, just pull the sold to the last 365 days. And if 10% of that area would feed you for the year, then that's a big enough area. And if it's not, then just expand the area a little bit so you get to 10%. So I did this with someone the other day, but if you take Fireside and Rivers and the whole Riversong area, Rivercrest, Riviera, all that, take those two neighborhoods, 10% there would be 22 sales a year. So if you're on that side and you're like, yeah, I'll do Fireside and Riversong, well, yeah, 10% would be 22 homes a year. That would be awesome. Be 5 minutes from your house if you live in one of those neighborhoods. And same with like Sunset, 10% alone should be good, big enough. But you can expand to one other community if it's not big enough. So see, because if you focus hard for 12 months on an area, you can pick up 10% market share. You can actually do more in 18 months than 10. I've seen people take 15, 20. But if you get 10%, that is very achievable with a good social campaign, good community campaign, and make sure people understand who you are, being out at open houses, like do all the things we talked about. You can gain 10%, and if that feeds you, then you're gonna have a good time. You don't never have to go more than 5 minutes from your house, and then you're gonna get spillover business everywhere anyway. So.
Yeah.
Oh, any other questions, comments?
Thanks, Andrew. I really appreciate all these trainings and these things that you guys put together. It's really valuable for us.
No worries. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the monthly content stuff because I think that'll help everybody stay on track too. So we'll announce that next week.